Page 127, All Through the Night. Still in B flat major. The B's and the E's are flatted. We're back to common time, or 4/4 time. Got a lot of dotted rhythms, but hopefully you can get those. If you're still struggling with dotted rhythms, you'll probably need to go back through and probably just start the book again, go through it again. Just make sure you've got everything covered, because they're not hard, you just gotta get the hang of them. I'm going to talk about the right hand first. There's here in the starting out with the B flat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Watch the fingering. You have third finger on the half note. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And that's the hardest part, really. Now at the end of the second line you're here. And then third line you got to come up, but it's between phrases, so you're just going to lift up and move. All quarter notes. Isn't this nice for a change? At the end of the second measure, it's the end of a phrase, so lift up before you go on. Then cross over to the third finger to get the B flat, and then it's an E natural. Watch out here. In the last measure of the third line, you have a dotted quarter note. The E is a dotted quarter note. So when you play the C, the E comes up. So the E is by itself, and then the F, B flat, the F is a half note. You got to hold it down. So at the end, you got the F and the A both down. And then lift up and move. You're just moving a little bit. Get the fourth finger on it. You don't have to move. You can at least stay right there on the last line and start that line with third finger if you want to. But on the last note of that first measure, scrunch up a little bit and put the fourth finger on the B flat. Now you've moved. Different ways of doing it. Left hand's mostly got half notes and quarter notes. Watch the fingerings. That's tricky. Going from the first measure to the second measure in the left hand, because you're here, the last note in the first measure is an E flat. Now you want to go a C, E natural, 4/2. That's tricky. What I do is I'm holding the E flat down, this finger is down, and I'm getting these two fingers ready, and I'm going to lower the wrist, and as I do, I'm lowering these fingers and raising this up. So the wrist is doing the work. So it's here, here. I'm lowering the wrist, and that's playing the notes. Just practice that motion, and don't get tense. Stay relaxed. You can work the wrist here, and that'll help you stay relaxed. Just practice that move. You have it in other places, so it's, you know, notes got to go down at the same time, it's got to be controlled, everything's got to be there, yakety yak yak, yeah, okay. Then you get down to the third line. Well, the last measure of the second line is here. And then you come up. It's like a phrase. There's no phrasing in the left hand, but you have to lift up and move to do this. Up for the E flat, and then third measure, 2, 3, and then the half note is an F, E flat. Isn't that nice? And then the last line you got to come down like you were at the beginning. Then the last measure, you hear, and the last note is a B flat. They're using the pedal here to help all keep it, because your left hand has to move. They don't want to lose this sound when you play this, so they're using the pedal for that. I'm not going to show the pedal in this because that's all it's for, but I'll probably go ahead and use the pedal. You just push the pedal down right after you play the notes in the last measure. Keep it down, and then the pedal comes up with the hands. Now, I don't know how much you're struggling to get this, but if you're getting this pretty well, I want to challenge you a little bit. So, third line down, last measure. This thing. We got multiple rhythms going on here. Let's see if we can get them accurate. In the right hand, you're starting out with a dotted quarter note. You're going to hold it down for 1.5 counts. And then the C is by itself on the end of 2, and then you go on. In the left hand you have a quarter note. It's only held down for 1 count. So it comes up on beat 2. So it's 1 and 2. The left hand comes up even though you're keeping the right hand down for a half a beat until you play the C. So it's 1 and 2 and 3. So see if you can get that rhythm in with both hands working like they're supposed to. Dynamic wise, you can do the dynamics. It starts out gently and sweetly. Then the third line, it's a little more exciting, so you get a little louder. Not a lot, just a little. And then at the end of the third line, then you're coming back down to like you were at the beginning. That's all. But you can change that slightly. You can get a little louder and softer as you go through this melody. So learn the notes and the rhythms and all the mechanical junk so you can start concentrating more on the music itself, the flow of the music, because that's where the fun is. That's where it gets exciting. Let's try it together very slowly. This is a slow piece anyway, but we're going to take it slower than slow. I'll give us 4 counts since it's in common time. So the right hand is here, left hand's here, and if you're going to use pedal, go ahead and put your foot on the pedal and have it ready to go. Even though you're not going to use it till the end, don't care, put it there and have it ready to go. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 2 and 3 and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4.